Hello, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to show you something I've been putting together. Something I noticed is even though I've been trying to go zero waste, or not zero waste, but less waste at home by eliminating disposable things, mostly in the kitchen and the bathroom. When I leave the house, a lot of that goes out the door because I don't have the right things with me when I come across a situation where I have to use plastic cutlery or a straw or anything that I'm not prepared for, and then have no choice but to use disposables made of plastic, which I always feel really guilty about. So recently I decided to put together a little eco travel kit or zero waste travel kit, which I use when I'm either traveling or just going out for the day or even a couple of hours depending on what I'm doing. So I'm going to show you exactly what I've included in this kit and explain why I'm using it. So here is the total kit that I've put together, and of course not all of this would always go everywhere. It really depends on the situation and where I'm going and what I'm doing, but if I was to take everything, this is how big it would be. So the first thing I have here is actually a wet bag. So I've used this wet bag to actually hold everything that I've got in my kit, and it also doubles up as a waterproof bag that I can put anything in I have used that is dirty, like cutlery or my reusable cotton wipes, and then it's not going to get dirty in my bag and I can easily wash it when I get home. So that one is actually the best solution I could find was by cloth nappy brands actually make these things called wet bags, and this one is by a brand called Eco Naps, and it just comes in really pretty patterns, which I liked, and they do this little one, so that's what I went with for the outside. But you could use anything that is waterproof or that you're happy to put dirty things in. It's totally up to you. The first thing I have in here is a little net bag with a drawstring, and the reason I have this is because when I go to the supermarket and I get my fruit and veg, you can sometimes choose to put them in a plastic bag. So instead of using those little fruit and vegetable plastic bags, this is what I use instead. And I think you could also use it for anything else you were out and about and we're going to put into a small plastic bag as well, and it folds up really small, so that's good too. And I just got these from my local supermarket. Then I have my bigger shopping bag. So I've actually got this organic cotton canvas bag that I got when I bought some clothing from this particular brand, and I just really love the pattern of this one. I really feel good carrying this around. It usually matches what I'm wearing. But it is a little bit bulky because it's the cotton, so if you're short on space, or if I'm just taking a smaller bag and I just need a bag and I don't really need anything else from my kit, I will actually take this little tiny bag, which opens up to be about the same size as the cotton one I just showed you, but it's much more compact and it's much lighter. So you could just have that instead of the cotton one if you want. I know it sounds silly, but I just like carrying the cotton one around instead. I have this little roll here, which is a cutlery set by a brand called Strawganic, and inside there I've actually added something of my own, which is these organic cotton wipes. So I've just included 3 of these in my kit because I don't use wipes that often when I'm out and about by myself. And the only reason I actually have these is because we're getting ready for baby to arrive, and so I ordered a bunch of these to have for baby instead of disposable wipes. So I've just taken a couple from that kit and added it to my own little kit. And basically all I would do if I was out and needed to use this is add water to it and wipe it, and then put it into the wet bag when it's dirty and into the washing when I get home. These are actually by a brand called Cheeky Wipes. It's an Aussie brand and they do these organic ones, which is great. Inside the cutlery kit I just showed you is, these are all made out of bamboo. So there's a fork, a spoon, a knife, and also a little straw, as well as a straw cleaner. And they're all inside this little cotton canvas bag, which is really cool. And as well, if I use these while I'm out and they get dirty, I put them into the wet bag until I get home and I'm able to wash them. What I love about these bamboo ones as well is they're really, really light, because you don't want to have to add any extra weight to your bag if you don't have to. And it saves you using plastic cutlery or straws while you're out and about. And finally, in my kit, I have my water bottle. So I take this with me everywhere. I pretty much never buy water that comes in a plastic bottle unless I've forgotten and I'm really desperate. The reason I went with this brand, which is called Mizu, is because I really love the system they have where you can actually get different lids for the same base. So this one I have on there most of the time is a straw lid, and I use that for my water. And then I also got the coffee cup lid, which I can put on if I decide to get a coffee or tea while I'm out. And I just ask the cafe to tip out the water and use this lid when they make my coffee. And the great thing about that is because this is stainless, it doesn't take on any of the coffee smell or flavor. And then because you're changing the plastic lid out, when you go back to water, it doesn't have any kind of taste left in it, which can happen with the plastic ones. So that's how I keep my kit nice and minimal as well, because you could have a separate coffee cup and a separate water bottle. But what I found was I never was carrying around the coffee cup just in case I got a coffee. So it really depends, I guess, if you know you have a specific routine and you get a coffee every single time you go out or whatever that might be, then you might want to have two separate ones. But for me, this was a really good solution. There's also another really cool brand I found after I bought this one called Frank Green, and they make really beautiful water bottles that have the coffee lid as well. So that's another option to look at. And then I basically just leave that kit with my bag at the front door, and whenever I go out, I decide what I do or do not need with me for that trip. And the bag I'm using at the moment is this Everlane bag. It's called the Form bag, and I really love it. It's got magnetic closure at the top. It's a really nice size. It's not too big and it's not too small. It actually fits a laptop inside if you need it to. It fits everything. So my water bottle, my travel kit, my wallet, and even if I do a little bit of shopping or anything, I can fit it in here as well. If I have a jacket or a jumper or anything else I'm carrying with me, it's really fits a lot. Also fits my camera when I need to take it with me as well. So I'm really loving this bag, and just thought I would quickly show you that as well while I was showing you my eco kit. So I hope that was helpful, and if you have any suggestions or maybe any questions about my kit, then please ask them below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. See you next time.